Welcome to The Lost. This is your host, The Razor's Edge. Joining me is Shadaloo, as usual.
Also known as the Shadaloo.
Sometimes the Shadman, although that's another guy. We should
Please,
probably not do that.
please no. Just wrong.
I did not choose that name for you. Someone else did. Someone on the Facebook. And I
All right,
think they made a mistake.
Yes, let's skip past that branding.
I would maybe advise people to not Google the name Shadman. That would be a mistake.
Don't do what Donnie Don't, aka me, did. It's a mistake. It's a very, very, very poor, bad mistake to make.
It would be an error in judgment. Speaking of errors in judgment.
Oh yes, tonight, ladies and germs, we're going to take you back to the far-off distant plains of... Oh god, when was this? It was sometime after 2.
I'm pretty
Not
sure
long.
it was released between when the movie was in theaters and when the movie came out on VHS, because the tape for this came with a behind the scenes of the movie.
Yeah, there you go.
So it had to be like 94.
94? All right.
Something like that. 94, 95.
I'm going to say 95.
And for those who don't know what we're referring to, tonight we are watching Mortal Kombat: The Journey Begins.
40 minutes, that seems like 40 hours. You can thank us later.
This was an animated featurette that was made by Threshold Entertainment.
On a budget of $2 and a bag of sugar.
It's a little short film set at the beginning of the tournament. It's sort of an introduction to the characters who kids will be seeing in the movie, I assume was their thought process when they made this.
Yeah.
Because it's, continuity-wise, somewhere between the film and the actual canon of the game. More so leaning towards the game. But, not that much, which we will get into.
I admire your tenacity and bravery in trying to fit this thing anywhere into established canon.
You know what? We'll get to it, but there is one spot in this I actually really like.
Is it the part where Liu Kang jumps over a box? Because that's the part I like.
I think you mean parts plural, where Liu Kang jumps over a box. Yes, what you'll see if you watch along with us is that this short was notorious for reusing animations over and over again to fill time. But yeah, if you want to watch along with us, all you have to do is search for Mortal Kombat Journey Begins on YouTube and click the first video. The whole thing is up there. Nobody cares about copyright.
I'm going to stick to my statement. I think that we could just dub our dialogue over the fucking thing and no one would care.
Yeah,
I really don't think they would.
I may actually put the video in here. I'm not sure if I want to or not. I'm like 20% worried that we'll have the video taken down for DCMA,
No worries,
and then we'll have to put it back up without the picture, but...
Yeah, just save our audio track as its own thing.
It won't
Don't
be
delete
a big
it.
problem. I'm just...
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll probably put the video in there.
Ooh, copyright notices. Oh, I'm gonna go to jail.
But if you also want to hear the audio, which you should because it's part of the pain, then all you have to do is YouTube search the fucking movie.
Ugh. God, why?
Who
suggested this? Was this me?
I'm pretty sure it was your idea, sir.
You've got to stop letting me do these things under influence. It's never leads to anything good.
Well, we can start whenever you're ready to hit play.
All right.
You want to give like a...
2, 1, go! Ah, yes. It begins with the very, very familiar sounds of Acid House. Never get tired of that song.
Yep, just a little taste of Techno Syndrome, not too much. Ah, yes, the intercutting between actual animation for the regular movie and very, very, very early CGI for the fight scenes.
Man, this shit makes Reboot look classy.
Oh my, yes. They're literally like, if you've ever seen the wooden pose dolls artists use to like do anatomy, the featureless dolls, they have that exact anatomy, and then they have features painted on.
They kind of make the spooky, scary skeleton with its little trumpet thing look kind of high tech, honestly. He must not win? Did it just say he must not
Raiden
win?
just said he must not win.
Everything was foretold by this. Why didn't we listen to the signs and portents? Oh, God. We had 2 decades to prepare.
So we're starting on the boat. Something MK9 did not do.
See there as Liu Kang gently brushed that Tarkatan's face with his foot away.
So far, I mean, the dialogue is all Raiden giving exposition, but it's not the worst Raiden. Although, no, it's not the worst Raiden. James Remar is the worst Raiden. I was about to say, because there's been so few Raidens, maybe it is, but...
He sadly still probably does hold that record.
Yeah, this guy beat Remar. And that's Jennifer Hale as Sonya Blade. Femshep herself.
Liu Kang already sitting up on his box.
Yeah, he loves that box.
You're gonna love that box soon if you don't already. Man, this whole thing was just... It had to have been animated by the same people who do those really budget Christian cartoons that, like, they put on early Sunday morning for the toddlers. It's so bad.
It's very low budget. Like, it's somewhere between He-Man and Scooby-Doo.
Oh, man. At least on He-Man, you could feel the action whenever He-Man punched the camera. Oh, God, Lou's mullet.
Well, that's canon.
Yeah, but it looks somehow so much worse here.
Well,
what is going on with the shadows?
Yeah, the shadows are, like, playing over the sky. Like, everything is a cutout. And that's Jim Cummings as Sub-Zero, I believe.
That's a very familiar voice. I think I've heard it in Transformers somewhere.
Yeah, Cummings has done a lot of stuff.
Sub-Zero radiates blue neon light.
Yeah, that's not ice.
Shang making the entrance of a god here.
That's
also that room
Jim
full
Cummings.
Of yellow shit. Another familiar voice.
Yeah, it's the same one as Sub-Zero. It's the same guy. It's Jim Cummings.
Yeah.
I want to point out that though Kano was just mentioned, he never actually shows up in this.
God, is he really not? That's so bad.
Kano is not in here.
Jesus.
Oh, this effect is...
Oh my God, what am I watching?
It's,
Taking a book out of Ermac here. Page out Ermac's book.
Just a little taste of the weird animation you saw at the end of Highlander, or like in every music video of the 80s.
What is in that room, and why is it glowing?
The sun.
Mr. Wizard and the Popsicle. Download the DLC skins today.
Well, at least Johnny and Sonya's characters are accurate.
That's true. Huh. Lou lost like 5 pounds of hair.
Yeah, all of a sudden his hairline went all Bill Murray. Again, the lack of the headband is really hurting that design.
Did they just, like, go into the room, then come back out?
They did. They were in Shang's cabin for 2 minutes. Now, see, here's a decent excuse to have Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight on the same side, as opposed to slaves under my power.
I like how he's, like, lurking and, like, cowardly and shit. What is he doing? Just She's sort of hunkering up there like, oh god, do I go get him?
Well, it's an interesting reversal, because Sub was doing that in the canon comic book by Tobias, and then Scorpion comes up behind him and grabs him up.
There was sort of a half-assed, no, not really at all there effort to consolidate everything, wasn't there?
Yeah. Lou is contemplating the box.
Didn't you just, like, go into a room?
Look at him make this fucking snowball.
Oh,
boxes.
he was standing still. Oh no, the boxes
are CGI.
CG boxes. Jesus Christ!
Everything is boxes.
And the jump. Oh, super jump.
Why did that need to be in slow motion with shadows?
It required a meter.
He had to EX that backflip.
Oh god, Sub-Zero's face!
He's
What?
like, oh no, a flying kick, what do I do?
Oh god, I can't even... There's too much
fucking
fuckery
voices
for
when they ran at him.
And what is...
I know why the slow motion is there now. If it wasn't, you'd see just how bad that was.
Oh god, there's too much going on per second to comment on. Oh, the Scorpion... Oh.
It's a real spear, but it wrapped around her waist.
It was apparently shot via air gust.
And Scorpion falls back into the fucking hold.
Unceremoniously.
His lightning bolts will make your body warp. He will bend you like a sheet of paper.
Shane just loves going in and coming out of that golden room.
I think it's the bathroom. Just really has
Shane's
to
got a
pee
solid
like
gold
he's an
toilet.
old man. He can't really control it anymore. He's got to go every 5 minutes. See, this Raiden knows the rules, unlike MK9 Raiden.
Gotta give him that. Back into the gold throne, boys.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
Thanks for the exposition.
Well, you gotta.
Yeah. How about just parallel realms? Oh, they just totally just stuck that dragon logo in CG on the corner of their boat. It's, oh god, it's painful.
What? The whole boat was CG there for a moment?
So, just for a second.
It's like, we didn't draw this angle. We're gonna have to do it in the computer. Well, one thing I like, despite the terrible, terrible graphics, is that when they flash back to old Shang, young Shang, he's wearing his MK2 outfit.
It's a nice touch. Although those weren't so much Tai Chi exercises as like 70s disco swimming dance.
Yeah. Also of note, we're not to it yet, but when we get to the Great Kung Lao, his model is actually MK2 Kung Lao.
Oh god, did they fucking seriously?
He's got the hat.
Oh Jesus, there's no excuse for that. The MK1 comic existed at this point.
Yeah, but to be fair, Great Kung Lao's design is just a bald guy in pants.
Yeah, sometimes simplicity works.
And it didn't work. You know, Raiden is really selling how he was using sorcery in this fight, but there's been no special moves at all.
I guess he's just sort of secretly draining his power through the ether.
I guess.
Look at that troll face on Shag.
Yeah,
It
like,
doesn't change.
well, the whole fight he's making that face. It's frozen like that. They only modeled that face. Oh, no, wait. There's a Scowl with his mouth closed.
Got your nipples.
I like the special effect for the Soul Steel here.
My God. Your pixels are mine.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, my shoulder is outside of my chest. How's this happening?
They're like, they're WWF No Mercy models.
Christ, I've seen better modeling on an Action Man figure.
Honestly, they're not that different from the MKGI Joe figures we had back in the 90s.
Those are actually kind of, what's the word? Fun.
The rubber band waists were nice until the rubber band snaps, and then your figure's ruined forever.
Or you have Scorpion uppercut Sub-Zero off of your balcony down onto your driveway 8 feet below you, and he shatters like a piece of glass. That's what happened to mine. Still got my smoke, though.
So, you know how I learned that ice makes plastic brittle?
Hmm?
I used to have, like, Batman action figures, and I had a Mr. Freeze and a Robin, and I froze the Robin in, like, a cup of water so that I could play as though Mr. Freeze had frozen him, and he fucking broke.
I'm pretty sure any kid who ever owned, like, a Mr. Freeze or a Captain Cole or Sub-Zero figure as a kid probably lost one extra figure due to ice or water damage. Oh, look at Sonya's hair going in the breeze. It's so very static.
Those might be cel-shaded computer models? I can't even tell the difference anymore between, like, animation and...
Maybe we should consider this impressive. No.
No.
Nothing that you see here is what it seems.
You will never be truly alone, as only 3 people walk onto the island.
I'll just stay here and guard the golden toilet. Don't mind me, guys. Poor lonely Sub-Zero.
Well, you know, somebody's got to make sure that Doc Ock's fusion machine doesn't explode.
Oh wait, is this where like the 10 minutes of walking starts, or is this...
Pretty much.
Oh shit.
To be fair, while they spend 10 minutes walking, Raiden tells them some character bios. Oh, there's some NPCs. They finally drew other people.
I think I just saw like a gray Raiden back there. Possibly Khazar. Dun, 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 dun. Chuck Norris?
I don't know, that one army guy looks a lot like a character from the Malibu comics.
Oh god.
And Baraka just keeps doing that one kick over and over again. If I can get this right, no one can beat me. A roundhouse is all I need.
Is that a hornbuckle behind Johnny?
I'm not saying it's not Hornbuckle. Why is Goro just standing in the dark posing and then leaves?
Go ahead, find out what that was.
That's definitely Hornbuckle.
Yep. Second canon appearance, we discovered it.
And I think behind Johnny's leg was like that Amazon Queen chick from Defenders of the Realm.
Oh, Christ. Johnny is entertaining no matter what you're watching.
Yeah, he's never wrong.
God, I love how they're what the hell is going on?
Yeah, why is Scorpion blinking as he just strolls down the street?
Everyone here is just like walks
He's literally
angry. Have you
2
noticed
feet
that?
behind Sub-Zero, and Sub doesn't care.
Everyone's all really pumping their arms and got their fists clenched as they walk.
So they just said Scorpion's clan is from Outworld.
Sonya can't believe it either. Look at her face.
Well, it was a surprised face, and then she turned her head and one eye went derpy.
Oh god, they're all like fucking skewed 45 degrees for some reason.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot, actually.
Back to the quality animation. Jesus.
I'm telling you, these are literally the G.I. Joe figures. Like,
Why do they both look like they're 11 years old?
They have colored underpants on instead of loincloths. And yes, they do look like they're like 12 years old.
That noise didn't sound like it could have come from either of them.
You're not wrong.
I guess they really hadn't earned their loincloths yet at this point. Oh god, a rock!
So, Scorpion, the Japanese man with blue eyes. Just saying. Oh wait, no, he's from Outworld.
How did he get out from behind the rock? Oh god, I'm getting my ass kicked here. Judo flip. That ends round 2.
This isn't even like a good fight, like choreography-wise. It's fucking slow as hell.
Again, speaking of things that could not have possibly come from these models, Ed Boon's voice.
Oh, look, lighting effects.
Dude, he turned him into glass.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's not ice, that's glass.
You couldn't even show us that, really.
What is that? Too adult to show glass shattering?
Oh god, okay, yeah.
You had no problem showing the guy's skin shattering when fucking Shang stole his soul.
Is Sonya crying? What was happening there? Her eyes all fucking wonky and... Oh, never mind.
You know what? Botox does weird things.
Okay, this is the part where... Oh, God. Jesus. This is the part of the movie that I remember more than anything else, apart from Liu Kang jumping over a box, which we'll get to, because this is like the 10-minute explanation that seems to last for 20 hours.
Yeah.
They're going to be in this garden a while.
Yeah, they spend forever walking in this, like, idyllic paradise meadow.
On Shang Tsung's island.
Yeah, on Shang Tsung's island.
What about Liu sounds like he's like out of Brooklyn or something?
It's not a Chinese voice.
It is not. Got that much right.
Hmm?
Like this.
They were taught to wave a stick.
Oh, I'm sad now. Sonya, a tender moment from Sonya.
Yeah.
You know this shit ain't legit.
Oh, it's okay, Lou. Those old men don't mind that you used to make fun of them. Now, do they do the same thing here that they do in the movie where they never say Shao Kahn's name out loud?
It really seems like that, doesn't it? I don't have any memory of them doing
like
so. It's a nice bit of foreshadowing. It makes it ominous.
Yeah.
Still wandering through the garden here.
Yep. That would be stupid. I'm going to teach you how to green.
Ever punched anyone in the junk before, Johnny boy? You will.
Hi, guys. I'm just standing right over here.
Behold my cape. All right, see you
All
later.
right. I'm leaving now. See you later, fuckers.
I want you to get those guys the fuck out of my garden.
Yep, here it comes.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see that they used MK2 Kung Lao for Great Kung Lao.
Can't be any more than one person ever using that name. Nope, gotta be the same dude.
Well, you remember the first episode of Conquest, Great Kung Lao wears Kung Lao's MK3 outfit with the hat.
Another reason why I've got to go back and actually catch up on that shit again.
That's the only episode where he wears that gear, but it's in there.
Oh, and we're walking again. Who gardened this place? And palm trees just sitting out in the middle of nowhere? So they all do Tai Chi exercises all day.
Well, that's what the martial arts looks like.
Flailing my hands, flailing my hands.
It's sort of like the live-action Last Airbender movie where they try to move that rock.
Oh, God. I don't know what you're talking about. I put that out of my mind. I never saw that. Most hardcore game of patty cake ever right here, right now, for this fucking jewel that we've just left lying there.
So this fight is between Goro and Palette Swap Goro.
I feel ripped off. Why wasn't this ever a character? Oh, wait, that's why. They look dumb as shit.
There's really just the one pair of clothes in all of Shokan. Everybody's got the same thing. I'm pretty sure if we could get a look at King Gorbak on that throne back there, he's dressed the same, but with a cape.
Maybe they aged his head a little bit. Not by much. What a stand-up guy. That Durak. I'm sure he'll be well rewarded for his efforts.
See? I told you. Gorbak looks just like Goro.
You and your troll face. Sure, I'll do the same thing for you just did for me. Like, not.
An honorable death, like a warrior.
That's the girl we all know and love. Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. Jesus Christ.
Now I wonder, they keep calling that big diamond a jewel Mika egg. Is it because it's shaped like an egg, or do you suppose it's an actual egg that a creature called a Mika hatches out of?
Perhaps it contains a bombastic, simply dressed professional wrestler.
One can only hope.
Speaking of eggs, what is going on with Raiden's hat here?
Animation, that's what.
Okay. Couldn't help but notice we're still in that garden.
Yep.
Where the fuck are you going, and what is this path?
Well, if you remember the end of the movie, the path leads to Goro's cave, even though they walked by Goro's cave 5 minutes ago.
You know, it's an island. It can't be that big.
Tell that to the pit, too.
Oh, here we go. Here's Kung Lao.
Yep.
The wrong one.
Well, to be fair, he doesn't have hair.
I love how he looks like shit and somehow also man just look completely Caucasian while looking like shit.
Also, I want to point out a nice touch. If you look at this arena, they're standing in one of the areas from the movie. It's the one
Are they really?
Yeah, it's the throne room, and then like Liu fights Sub-Zero here, and Artline dies here.
You're absolutely right. Man, I never knew or cared that this thing has so many references to the movie. That there was such a close connection. It's almost fascinating.
Almost.
I'll forget about this by tomorrow.
Yep.
Is he blonde?
I
Oh
think
my
he may actually be
God.
blonde. Like they modeled the shape of hair, and then they colored it the same as his skin.
Oh, sweet, merciful Christ. So he slapped him to death and then... No it wasn't. He got in a few shots there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kung Lao got a few hits in.
So we'll show a man being slapped and chopped to death, but we can't show a glass sculpture shattering.
There was a neck break sound effect there.
Yes, there was.
So they can show that, but they can't show glass shattering.
Ugh. Oh, hey, it's the dragon logo.
What a surprise.
No!
Like how Johnny is like, somebody died? What?
Wasn't there a ref?
This is the third story Raiden has told.
What is
and they
Johnny
all will end in death.
What is Johnny sitting on?
Nothing.
What the Christ? Why is Johnny so heavily shaded and inked compared to the other two? Oh God, I can't. You've had plenty of time in wandering through that fucking garden for like 20 minutes now.
What lessons do you need to learn? That this guy fought that guy once? Raiden has not been given kung fu tips here. See, I told you. All that walking to get to Goro's cave, even though they passed it halfway through the movie.
Putting away the $500 sunglasses.
He really needed to spin them before he attached them to his belt.
Ah, yes, the running Tarkatan frame of animation.
Oh, there's going to be
we got
a
a lot of
that.
this.
And that Sonya dodging right there.
Yep.
Johnny walking backwards. There it is.
Sonya dodging.
Johnny walking backwards.
The other way. Got a Liu Kang dodge here. Running Tarkatan. Oh my God. Putting the sunglasses back on for some... Oh, running Tarkatan.
Running Tarkatan.
Liu Kang jumps.
Oh, hey, it's just like that one part of the movie.
That was a lot of build up to that.
Yeah, right? It's so slow motion for no reason.
Dude, that's like part of a skeleton.
Yeah. It's also made of metal. Johnny chopped right through it.
Are they all drunk? Is that why it's so blurry?
It really looks like we're the drunk ones.
Johnny Cage backing away in a drunken haze.
They thought we would notice if they made it blurry that time.
I think this is just Bo Right Show from the shadows. Boro's steering, we've seen that one like 5 times. More running Tarkatans, and Sub-Zero still standing there.
It's the same Tarkatan, copy and pasted 20 times onto the...
Maybe not.
Oh,
And
look,
we're
they're
trucking
sharing
it.
jokes like they've been friends for a long time.
Caw, caw, caw. Why are they running like that? God, more
So Lou is now blocking Tarkatan blades with his bare
your
arms.
hands. Got some Sonya dodging there again for those of you
Yeah, we did.
fans.
This is true.
Running Tarkatans again.
The same Tarkatan.
The same guy.
Copy and pasted.
I believe we saw that exact same Johnny Punch kick combo 4 times now.
More running Tarkatans.
That was, I don't know what that was. Was that Sindel?
It may well have been.
Sonya dodging. Johnny
Johnny
walking
walking
backwards. Punch kick combo. Throw and kick.
Amazing.
Shrunk Tarkatans. Enough! Finally! That was an odd
They were fighting goons and then Raiden stopped them. It wasn't even that loud. Like, you couldn't have the voice actor actually yell.
Some Black Bolt shit going on here.
They were probably afraid they'd blow out their cheap microphone.
Where's Shang coming from?
The giant meadow.
You sure? Looked like the World Box.
Well, it's nighttime now, so it's both.
Okay, sure, I'll take your word for it.
More running Tarkatan.
Thank you for that sub. That was necessary.
He needed to show up to give orders because he's the boss.
Is Scorpion watching this, or did he disappear from the movie completely?
Well,
he done?
So Shang turned into the logo when he teleported away.
Yes, he did.
I'm sure Scorpion is somewhere standing directly behind Sub-Zero.
He said the thing.
He did say the
we
thing.
like. Oh God! Wow. And oh boy.
So we sort of missed the dialogue, but the one thing that I was going to say I actually like in this movie is that Raiden mentions Shang was, you know, when he got beat by Great Kung Lao, he was banished to the cobalt mines of Shokan. And I think that's the first mention in the lore anywhere of that.
Huh.
You know, it eventually becomes like a major plot throughout Conquest. The thing is, like, I always thought as a kid that John Tobias had come up with the cobalt mines idea, that was actual canon, because I swear I read it in a magazine or interview somewhere. And maybe I was mistaken. Maybe it's not canon. But
We're
in my
offering
head,
a bounty
still
on that
is,
information, folks. If you can find it, that'd be cool. I know that I never read that, but that'd be cool.
Yeah, I swear, like, before I ever saw this movie or anything, like, when MK2 was in the arcades, it was, like, in an EGM article or some shit like that, like an interview with Tobias.
It's possible. They dropped a lot of weird information in a lot of
there's nothing
sporadic
in the
game
games
magazines
that contradicts the idea that Shang spent a while in the Shokan prison, and it, like, fits the lore really well. Like, the idea that, well, that would be where he met Goro. And it explains why he, you know, when Kung Lao beat him, he was still young, and then the next time he shows up, he's an old man. It's because he spent 50 years not being able to steal any souls because he was in fucking prison.
Yeah, it works. So yeah, Scorpion just totally disappeared from that movie. It's done now. Do we have to watch the rest? I guess we kind of do.
It's just playing basically bios on the screen now.
Yeah.
Techno Syndrome over top.
The flame up fatality? Did he have a flame up fatality at this point?
Was it listing an MK3?
Yeah, it really did seem to be. Huh.
Well, I guess that would place this in 95 then, because that is when MK3 came out.
Must have had some inside
Yeah,
info there.
the Backbreaker and Ice Breath, those are Kuai Liang finishers from MK3.
Son of a bitch. Such strange shading.
It's really weird. Like, they just took the burn tool in Photoshop and put it around the outline of everybody.
The Ball Breaker. 2,000 years old.
Yep, these are, that's what it says in the comic.
That cape is really ill-fitting.
It's a little short.
Every move of this four-arm monster is a fatality. Watch out.
That is,
Oh
true.
god, they spelled it with a Y. They spelled it with a Y.
Well, it's always spelled with a Y in Threshold stuff. I don't know why they went with the home version spelling.
I had finishing moves, electrocution, and exploding electrocution.
I think they missed a couple. Wait, Shang Tsung is not 6'6".
Well then, I think you have discovered the latest of a great deal of inaccuracies about this movie. Ben and Ills. Yep, that's an MK3. Yeah. So they had some info going on there, definitely.
I wonder if the credits have a combat code in.
Produced by Lawrence Kasanoff.
Yep.
Oceanworks, Rick Melchior. Oh, it does! Okay, that's a question mark. Let's take this shit down if I can.
Might as well give it a try. We tried with Annihilation. A Goro.
I love how they used to hide this shit all over the place back then.
Yeah.
Why don't they have to... They still had combat codes in 9. Why didn't they do that all over again?
That's another Goro. It's a missed marketing opportunity, for sure.
There was a dude in there named Josh Sindel. That might have been a nom de plume.
It was spelled with 2 L's.
Number 11? What?
They always like to mix in a number in there, and that's how many button presses it would take to get to the symbol. Another Goro. You know what? I bet it's question mark Goro Goro, question mark Goro Goro.
Probably. I still remember that being a thing. 466, 466, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's another Goro. So I'm going to go ahead and stop watching this right about now.
Yeah, there's only about 10 seconds left.
Licensor of the Realm of Earth.
What?
Did you not see it? It said Licensor of the Realm of Earth.
I don't know what that means.
How do I get that kind of...
Oh, and then they show the whole code at the end.
That. Alright, so combat code 466. And this does... That's unlimited run, ladies and gentlemen. Unlimited run. Now this can all be yours. So that was that. That was a thing.
Yeah, that happened. So, overall thoughts?
I'm amazed at so much that came out of this time period. We got a Jeff Roven novel where Johnny Cage shows up in the lower left corner of a single piece of artwork made for it, and nowhere in the book that we can discern. We got this thing where Kano is mentioned but never seen, and they use the wrong Kung Lao. Not exactly consistent back in the day now, were they? Don't get me started on all the Malibu shit, which I'm sure we'll get to eventually.
Eventually.
Kind of afraid of it, to be quite honest with you. Honestly, I could probably spend an entire episode of one of these things just talking about how Noob Saibot tells Baraka to take care of a baby. Every time I say that sentence, it makes less sense.
I enjoy the fact that Smoke only knew the word toasty.
That was actually kind of a highlight for me. That and Sonya's evil twin Anos. Did you forget about that shit?
I do not remember Anos.
Oh yeah, Anos was a thing. Where they just reversed Sonya's name for the sake of having a mirror match show up in the fucking comic.
I remember Goro with a giant machine gun.
Oh yeah. Courtesy of Zagat. No, Abacus the God of Order against Zagat the God of Chaos. Who was not that bad of a character.
Well, Zagat was literally the Joker as an old man.
Pretty well.
He had green hair and a purple cloak.
I do kind of look at him as a precursor or possible potential inspiration to the idea of Chaos Realm.
Well,
it's nice to think that.
He was Joker-colored Gandalf, is the way I'd describe that character design.
He described himself as, and I'm never going to forget this because this was actually the first time that I ever remember hearing the phrase Lord of the Rings. He referred to himself as the Lord of the Rings and the Great and Powerful Oz. For whatever that's worth to you.
Clearly a fan of pop culture.
Very clearly. Come on, you can picture the guy just sitting on his couch all day flipping channels. Eating popcorn. Getting some to his crow.
Well, he's the god of chaos. He gets bored very easily.
Infomercials for 14 hours. 5 minutes of porn. Then days of our lives. Alright, is that our show?
Yeah, I think we can end it there.
Alright.
So,
hopefully, maybe by next time, since people are probably going to be expecting some more Kombat Pack 2 reactions and stuff to, like, dialogue. It's just, there's some interesting dialogue out there. They're going to want us to talk about the endings and stuff, so I'm sure we'll be doing that soon enough.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a bunch of stuff coming up, and we're going to cover a whole lot about XL since it's come out, and I do just want to throw this one little comment. I am surprised in myself that I'm actually playing the Sector variation the most, as opposed to Smoke.
I've only had about 45 minutes since I got home, made supper, and had about that amount of time to play before we started doing this. And apart from getting my ass beaten ranked by just trying to get that stupid Borai trophy out of the way, I've putzed around with Smoke a little bit, haven't touched Sector or Cyrex at all, played Cyber Sub. That shit is deadly. That shit is frightening.
I actually haven't tried Cyber Sub yet.
Oh, you gotta do this. Like, proper actual freezes at a decent speed. Back into is like some sort of crazy back out of the way dodge, forward overhead, knock up shit. 2 versions of the air stomp, air dive. Counter X-ray. Gonna be a bad time fighting that
there's
guy.
There's a way to tech a move into his X-ray so it doesn't have to be a parry.
In this game, in MKX?
Yeah, in this game. Like, I saw somebody do that on a stream the other day.
Amazing.
I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I know that there is an alternative way to do his X-ray, so you don't have to use it as a parry, because parry X-rays are kind of a pain in the ass.
Sweet.
But yeah, I was playing Temp a little bit last night, right when I got home and everything had launched and we finished downloading, and he'd had some practice. Like, he had like combos and strats and shit, and I had really not touched Triborg at all. And I think we ended up evenly tied in wins and losses, or I might have actually been one ahead. And he knew how to play Smoke, and I was just kind of mashing with Sector. So I think with a little practice, I could be pretty good with him.
I'm gonna give them all a decent run through and see what they all got. I'm looking at Smoke, but I'm also looking at Sector because Sector is my guy for MK9. We'll see. It's kind of hard to replicate that old UMK3 Cyber Smoke feeling. I just that was the first thing I did just now in practice mode. I just sat down and I tried to do the closest thing possible to a jump kick into a teleport punch, into a punch into a spear or trident into a combo. It's sort of there almost, but it needs meter. I don't know how I feel about that.
The way I would say it is like, Cyrex is obviously the one where you have to set traps and plan ahead, and he's very complex. I would say Sector is definitely just the guy if you want to, like, hit hard and fast, just jump right into it.
Oh, baby. Works for me.
Smoke is sort of in between. He's, tricky, like he was in MK9, where you had to, like, sort of get them into the right position and then drop your smoke bomb and confuse them or pop them into the air. And
Works for me.
so yeah, and I'm a simple man with simple tastes, so Sector seems to be my boy.
One of these days, we'll each have the same platform and we will one day fight each other. This
Oh,
is
it's
still not
coming
a thing that
sooner
has
than
happened.
later.
Oh, excellent. I wonder which shall be first. You on PS4 and me on 360. Jesus, fuck. On Xbox One.
Well,
Xbox.
like I said, I know I'm getting a PS4 once Street Fighter's story mode drops.
Alright, so 2 months away. Fair enough.
Mm.
I know I'll start playing Street Fighter again when Street Fighter story mode drops. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's true. I can't,
It's not an uncommon thing to say, unfortunately.
I really thought that fighting would just be enough with just these guys, and I never realized how much I took arcade mode for granted until now.
Yep.
Sometimes you just gotta, beat up the computer.
Yeah, you gotta have something to do other than online or play 2 fights with, like, anime drawings in between.
And very, very poorly fights that they are, I might add.
Yeah.
Fucking very easy level mode bullshit. Anyhow. Well, good times are hopefully coming. We're gonna get Alex, we're gonna get Ibuki, and Juri, and Urian, and Aegis Reflector, and all those kind of things that really matter.
Also, there's a KI Season 3 coming up, and I can't believe I'm saying this, even Tusk looks good.
A coworker of mine said, specifically, and I put this up on the Facebook, he looks like Kurt Cobain, rather than dying, just kind of went crust punk. Like, it's true. Like, he's plainly been picking up little articles of clothing from, like, the times, not the times he's been through, but, like, whatever he can wear, He's got, like, cut-off jean shorts and, like, a denim shirt on his belt.
Well, it's the bit of flannel hanging off his belt. Makes you think of, like, everybody grunge ever.
Pretty well. Gotta say, looks pretty good. I'm sure his barbarian outfit's gonna look amazing.
I sort of like the backstory idea where he's basically a cross between a Viking and the Highlander.
It stays true to who he originally was and adds a little bit of extra detail rather than just having him be Conan.
Yeah.
Which is really basically what he was. And any improvement is necessary.
He was Conan with Vega's tattoo.
Oh god, he really was. Honestly, I don't think I ever looked at Tusk's tattoo properly. It just looked like a green piece of shit to me.
Yeah, it was a very poorly drawn snake.
It was a snake? Okay, I'll take your word on that.
Yep. Anyway, that'll about do it for this week. I hope you all enjoyed The Journey Begins as much as we did not.
I hope you learned a lesson. That there are some things maybe you little youngsters are fortunate not to have lived through. I was going to say this before, but yeah, man, that's the memory I have of this movie. Just them walking through that fucking garden, sitting there with 3 friends. We rented this thing on VHS, and we're just sitting there like, they're going to fight soon, aren't they? They're going to have a fight. Scorpion's going to jump out, and they're going to fight him. Just talking.
Well, even as a little kid, I was just hungry for lore, and since the whole movie is just Raiden telling people's biographies from the game...
I guess I needed a little bit more, I don't know. But I was wrong about Liu Kang jumping over a box. I remember Liu Kang jumping over a box 85 fucking times.
There was a lot of boxes, but Liu Kang did not jump over the box.
But Liu Kang does a lot of jumping. So I just kind of melded those two things in my mind, kind of like the way that people assume that Optimus Prime disintegrated on the table, but it was actually Starscream, and they're just getting their memories confused.
Well, I'll always remember Optimus turning gray, because that's kind of a neat effect.
Oh, there are so many old urban myths about the Transformers movie from '86. So many. The Optimus turning into dust one's one of the biggest ones. Mm-hmm. Like, the movie actually, like, the rumor actually goes far enough to actually state that this was apparently in theaters, and it disturbed kids so much that the film was removed while in theaters and replaced with the version we know today, where he just turns gray and flops his head off to the side.
Well, that sort of reminds me of, I saw a video on YouTube the other day about how people think we're living in an alternate universe because they swear when they were kids Berenstein Bears was spelled with an E, but it's actually spelled with an A.
You're shitting me, right? Hang on a
No,
second.
I am not shitting you. That is a thing.
Bernstein Bears?
Yeah, nobody realizes it, but that's a thing.
Oh god, this is freaking me out. No. No. This had an E on it. There was an E. It was never like this. What did you do? Who went back in time? Who did... This is Raiden's fault, isn't it?
He must spell it with an A.
No, I seriously did remember that with an E. I'm not kidding.
Everybody does. That's why it's so weird.
Wow. I guess maybe as kids we realized the subtle retardation in naming something Berenstain. Oh wait, no, that was actually their name, Stan and Jan
it's like
Berenstain.
the author's real name. It's like based on his own family, except they're bears.
Maybe as kids then we realized that was a very unfortunate last name to have, and so we substituted an E for it. Oh.
Well,
what is up with that guy's hat? That's a weird-ass hat old Papa Berenstein's got going on there.
it's a hillbilly hat.
Okay, the more I look at them, the more I get freaked out, so I'm gonna just close this tab now.
Yeah, I'm sorry I took us down that road. Some Twilight Zone shit.
I can't believe I made it through that without drinking. Haven't touched a drop all night, folks. Honest Abe.
I don't think they would have been able to tell the difference, honestly.
I've just got fucking problems. That's all there is to it.
Well, you know.
Who don't?
Some people have things that they need to forget.
Like the letter E. Can't spell journey without the letter E. And that was a journey of some sort.
We saw the beginning. A long walk through a meadow.
Jesus. Alright, so I guess that's really it for now.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode, guys. We'll see you next time on The Lost.
Don't worry, one of these days, I try to point this out, character retrospectives are coming back. We've been talking about Razor and I, and once things get a little bit less hectic for us, they're going to start up again, because I've been really wanting to do these.
It's just, I want to make them more elaborate and, like, put pictures in the video, and I don't have the time to do that right now, but hopefully sometime in the summer. So yeah, that'll happen. It's just a matter of when.
Perhaps we can get started on some easy ones, like meat. There's not a lot you can really do with meat. I could just get drunk and talk about meat for 45 minutes.
You're not wrong.
Alrighty, folks. Have yourselves a good one.
Yep, take care.
Maybe if we ignore them, they'll go away.
Then again, maybe not.